Hi, good morning, y'all. Welcome back to Panama City. I'm Bob. Today is Friday, July 21st. Um, got my wife with me right now. I'm going to take her back to Pier 98 here shortly. We've been out here for a couple hours um, trying to catch some red snapper. And we do have one. I'll show you that one that we do have. So there's the one that we do have. It's a little over 20 inches, so it's a decent keeper. And we're on fish. And since we're sitting here, I'll show you what I'm looking at on the bottom machine. But all this down here is the structure, and then this is bait. And the solid lines that you can see in that are the fish. So there are fish here. We're in about 31 feet of water. We've caught a couple of throwbacks and a shark. But bite has been really slow. But I'm going to drop Michelle off here in just a few minutes, and may see about going offshore. They're calling for 10-15 mile an hour winds, but right now the wind's calm. So we might can go out for a couple hours before the wind starts blowing a little bit. And we'll see once we drop her off. But stick around, let's see if we can catch some fish. Now I dropped Michelle off at Pier 98 so she could go to the house. And I've run offshore, and it is a good bit sportier than what I had hoped it would be, but about like what I thought it would be. But we're going to see if we can fish out here. I was wanting to go further out, but as rough as it is, we'll start right here, and if we can fish here without any problem, then we may go out further. But I mean, waves are pretty sporty right now, and so we're pulling up here on Wet and Wild, and we're going to get on one of these pieces of structure and drop some bait down, see if we can catch anything. As long as the trolling motor stays in the water, I'm all right. If it starts bouncing out of the water, I'll go back inshore and we'll see if we can find anything inshore. And I'm not seeing anything on this structure, but that doesn't mean that there's not something on it. I just am not seeing anything up in the water column. Now there's definitely triggers here. I can see them. The triggers are here still. I think they're always here. They're stacked like cordwood here. They're pretty nice fish. They're a lot of fun to catch. Not really what I want today, but that's what's fighting right this minute. Trigger season will open in a couple of weeks, and I'll be back out here in earnest trying to catch them. porpoises are here too. And I've had people try and tell me that porpoises won't eat triggerfish, and I'm here to tell you they will. See if I can get a pinfish down through. They'll eat the pinfish right off the hook if they can catch it on the way down. Even with 2 ounces of weight, they ate it before it got to the bottom. I'm going to keep moving around. Feels like another trigger. All right, well, we made it back inshore, and I stopped over here. St. Andrew State Park is right here in front of me, or to my right now. I think it'll be in front of me when the boat straightens out. But fishing this sailboat wreck over here, I hadn't fished it in a while. I've not fished it at all that I remember during this snapper season. Not someplace that I normally catch a lot of snapper, but we'll try and see. The boat's kind of come, the trolling motor's kind of got me sitting sideways. The wind's out of the west, and so I'm expecting it to blow me straight. The tide's coming in. Right now, it's got me sitting crossways in it, which is unusual, but we'll fish. Not quite the keeper we were looking for. This isn't the fish that broke me off just a minute ago, but that's what I think they are. Is a little grouper, a big grouper could be, but this is a little red grouper. He's been eating bait because he's just fat as he can be, but they're pretty fish. And he's spitting up some of the chum that I put out a little while ago. I'll let him keep it. All right, I'm gonna call it a day. has not been a banner day. My wife and I went out real early this morning, and it was decent. We caught a few red snapper, including a 20-inch keeper. I dropped her off at 6, and it's been tough since then. Now, I went offshore and was able to catch a bunch of triggerfish, but couldn't get through them. Couldn't find any place that they weren't just stacked in there. Of course, I only checked 2 places, so the waves were bad enough that I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time out there. But we fished several places inshore, and we've caught a few fish, but nothing that we were looking for. Caught a little grouper and a few little red snapper. But anyway, I appreciate y'all watching the video. Hit the like button. I hope you learned something, and we'll see you tomorrow.